Victoria Park's located in Truro, Nova Scotia, opened in 1887 when Susan Waddell Stevens donated 25 acres of land for the creation of a public park. The park was named after Queen Victoria, who was the monarch at the time. Board of Trustees was formed in 1887 to govern the park. Sir Adams George Archibald, a former Lieutenant Governor of the province and one of the Fathers of the Confederation, served as the first chairman of the board. In 1901, the Board of Trustees was renamed and incorporated as the Victoria Park Board of Trustees. The town introduced a set of bylaws for the park in 1913, which included controls against private business, use impact to wildlife, firearms, alcohol, profanity, and speed limits of vehicles. Many of these bylaws are still in effect today. Through donations and purchases made by the town, over the next century, the park expanded to its current size of 1,000 acres. Truro Tennis Club operates 4 courts for its members and guests. Park's baseball diamond is open from spring to fall. It is used by Little Leaguers for official games and is open for pickup games the rest of the time. Truro. The pool recently underwent a major renovation which was completed in 2004. It now includes a toddler's pool, children's water spray park, water slide, and a large swimming pool for lane swimming and diving. The pool is open from late June until late August. It is generally open to the public but can be rented for private parties. The playground is the center of the park where the young and young at heart enjoy fun times. The park opening space is a large grassy area with flower beds, a covered picnic area with barbecue pits, and has a main parking area. It has space for walking, playing ball, and soaking up the sun. Also are picnic tables and a community police booth. The J. Arch Fraser Band Show was built in early 1980s. 3 generations of the Fraser family played key roles in Truro's musical community between the 1870s and 1960s. The Ross Memorial was dedicated to Mr. James D. Ross, a barrister of Truro at the turn of the 20th century. He donated land, helped raise money to found the park, and named it Victoria Park. The inscription on the stone reads, Mr. Ross was a man of rare artistic ability, an ardent lover of nature. He devoted many years of his life to developing and beautifying this park. Victoria Park itself is his monument. On the outskirts of Victoria Park sits the town's water reservoir. The supply sits at the top of a hill, so the water is moved into town by gravity. The reservoir is populated by ducks, birds, fish, deer, and other wildlife. Hiking trails that begin in the park extend around the reservoir. Fortunately, there is a water treatment plant next to the reservoir to ensure the safety of the water. The reservoir is also the source of the Leopard Brook, which runs through the center of Victoria Park. During the spring melt, the brook reaches its maximum capacity. During the remainder of the year, rainfall determines the level of water entering the brook. As soon as the water leaves the reservoir, it passes under the first of the many bridges it will encounter before entering the Salmon River. This picturesque spot is one of the rewards for hikers, runners, and cyclists willing to make the trek deep into the park. As the Leopard Brook works its way through the park, it starts to pick up speed as the landscape gets steeper and rougher. The water enters a rocky gorge that is less than 100 feet wide and 190 feet in height. Waddell's Falls are named in honor of Susan Waddell, who later became Susan Lyons. She donated the initial 25 acres of land in 1887. Locals tend to refer to these as the second set of falls because they are approached from downstream. Waddell Falls collects in a pool of water which works its way towards the next drop, Howe Falls. Wooden steps and pathways work their way for the falls. There is a plaque set in solid rock near Waddell Falls. The description reads, "This section of Victoria Park developed by the citizens of Truro in 1908 as a memorial to the late Susan Lyons, wife of Reverend L. G. Stevens and daughter of Dr. John Waddell, in grateful acknowledgment of her gift to her native town of some 25 acres of land, including these falls, and the valley below is the nucleus of this park, which has been enlarged by gifts and purchased to 1,000 acres. This plaque was erected and sent to the park trustees by R. J. Walker, property of the Truro Marble Works." The Joe Howe Falls are named in honor of Nova Scotia's fifth premier. They are over 50 feet in height and are formed by a solid ledge of rock which joins the two sides of the valley at its nearest point. Wildlife manages to exist with the park's human visitors. Ducks frolicking in Leopard Brook are a common sight during the warmer months. Squirrels are common throughout the park, as are a variety of other birds. Jacob's Ladder consists of 175 steps. It is used for climbing out of the gorge that runs through the center of the park and is great exercise for adventurous athletes. Along the gorge, the tall, steep banks are made of slate and red sandstone. The northeast side of the gorge, shown here, is extremely steep, and the rock face is exposed to weathery. Small pieces of rock can also often be seen sliding down to the road below. However, these pieces are rarely large enough to be dangerous to the public. Across the brook from this rock face is a gazebo, benches, and the Holy Well. The well is a replica of one found in Holy Well Park in Bible Hill, where early Acadian settlers baptized their infants. The gazebo is open for public use, but is sometimes reserved for weddings and small gatherings. The upland area of the park contains the Fibre Pissapack. The trail, named in honor of Dr. Jim Fibre, is approximately 1.6 kilometers and has several designated exercise stations. Dr. Fibre was a Truro physician and avid runner who promoted physical fitness. The trail runs next to the Leopard Brook through old growth forest featuring some of the largest trees in the park. The trail is used by walkers, runners, bikers, and cross-country skiers. Like all forests, the trees can be damaged by weather, including the largest storm of the past 10 years, 2003's Hurricane 1. Victoria Park provides a place for weddings, receptions, festivals, and leisure sporting events. It's a great place for family barbecues, a place used by many locals and tourists.